Hey guys, so as many of you know, I'm a singer and I occasionally perform on cruise ships. And seeing as I'm on a cruise right now, I thought that I would come on here and talk about the top questions that I get asked as a performer on cruise ships. When people ask me what I do for a living and I say I'm a singer, usually it's followed by, oh, okay, well, where do you sing? And I say, all over. I do all kinds of gigs and events, but I do a lot of tribute shows and a lot of like concerts, specialty concerts on cruise ships. And when I say the word cruise ship, that usually sparks like some questions, and a lot of people have questions about that. And it's kind of a weird job, I think, but a lot of people that have been on cruises, maybe they don't know anybody that's worked on one. And I've been working on cruise ships like off and on for a little over 11 years. Since 2013. So, and that's when I first started, and I've been doing things off and on. And so I've definitely gained a lot of insight, and it's been a wild ride. So I wanted to talk about it today. So the first question, always number one, is do you get seasick? Yes, I get seasick. And you would think I would say, oh no, after all these years, like I don't get seasick. I'm used to it. No, I've always gotten like sick in cars, like motion sickness and stuff like that. And so whenever the ship moves, I do get affected by it, but it's never been so bad to where like I couldn't get up or to where I was like vomiting or something. But whenever I do feel like I'm getting seasick, I just sit down. They say green apples is helpful, and looking out the window at the horizon is good for like setting your equilibrium. It's definitely not my favorite part, but it's not something I deal with every single time I'm on a ship. Really, just when the weather's kind of like choppy and up and down is when I deal with that the most. Okay, the second question, main question that I get asked is like, what are your accommodations like? Do you have your own room? I heard that you guys are sleeping out on the bottom decks, next door to the whales and stuff. And I heard people are bunking 4 people to a room, and I don't know where they hear this kind of stuff. I mean, on certain cruise lines, and I should say certain job positions, you do have a cabin with a roommate. But myself in particular, even when I was working on the ships as like a production cast, I had my own room. Usually as a singer and as a female singer, you're going to have your own room. Here, now that I'm a guest entertainer and I'm a headliner, I get a really nice room here on Royal Caribbean. As you can see, don't mind me, I have not made my bed yet, but I have like a nice balcony, nice big room. I have guest privileges, so I can walk around and just sail. I do my show 1 day a week, and then the rest of the time I'm just on the cruise. So my accommodations are pretty good. I'm up here in a nice hallway. Depending on the cruise line that I work for, maybe I won't have a big room like this. Maybe I'll have a smaller room, but it is in my contract to guarantee that I have a window. So for me, I'm very fortunate. I do have a good accommodations, but that's not to say that I haven't back in the day when I was younger, when I was first starting out, had some pretty sketchy rooms on certain cruise lines. I won't say which ones. I will say now that I'm here at Royal Caribbean, I'm very happy. No complaints here. Another interesting question that I get a lot is it true that there's a jail and a morgue on board? Well, I know that I mean, I've been hearing that rumor since I started back in the day. I don't know about a jail. I know that they have like an area where like if need be, they could detain someone if it gets crazy, if it gets violent or something like that. I've never seen it personally, and I think people just kind of like, I don't know, they kind of like exaggerate it. And maybe on other types of ships, like military ships or something, they might have like more security. We have security here too, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, like if something happens and like shit hits the fan, we have security here, and like they usually take care of it, and they have never seen them have to like detain someone. In terms of like emergencies, I mean, this is off topic, but I've definitely seen people get helicopter airlifted off of ships. I've never been on a ship where someone died and had to be dragged to the morgue. I don't even, that just sounds funny to me. Yeah, I don't even know if I know the answer to that. There's probably an area like in the medical center. I mean, we have a full like, doctor's office on ships. They probably have an area with like biohazard directions and stuff. But that's just always a really funny question. So another question that I get asked is what's up with the upside down pineapples? Is Are cruises like a popular place for swingers to go and like people that are into like weird, like, I don't know, open polyamorous, I'm sorry if I'm getting the wrong terminology, but I think that's one of those misconceptions, or maybe it's true, I don't know, maybe it's like a true thing, but I don't know if it's as rampant on cruise ships. I definitely haven't seen it. It's really common for people to decorate their door of their cabin when they come on board. So, because I mean, obviously, it takes a while to learn the layout of the ship and all the hallways look the same. So, a lot of people will decorate, or if it's their anniversary or something, they'll put like, oh, Tim and Karen celebrating 20 years or something. Or they'll put like a whiteboard. If they have kids on board or something, they'll write, hey, went to the buffet. Or like people always kind of get festive and they'll decorate their door. So the thing with the pineapples is that supposedly people on who are in like the swingers lifestyle, they put a upside down pineapple as a symbolism to, you know, to signal that they're interested in swinging. This is what I've heard. I've never seen it personally, and so yeah, someone might need to like chime in and tell me if that's a thing or if I made that up, or I mean, or if it's just a rumor. I know I get the question all the time, and I never know how to answer it because I'm like, that doesn't mean it's not happening. It just means that maybe they came up with a new symbol, you know. I'll say that one time I did get a man asking me to like basically join him and his wife. It was really weird. And like the minute I noticed that, or like the minute I sorted out that, okay, that's what he was asking for, I just like walked away. Cause I'm like, you know, number one, no, but also like I work here kind of. I technically work here. Like, what are you doing? And that was like my only experience with it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of single people come on cruises. A lot of families, obviously, but certain cruise lines that have a different culture or a different like demographic might have more, they might be more interested in the swinging lifestyle. And lastly, one of the FAQs that I get working on cruise ships is people, they ask or they like assume and they say like, oh, well, you know, doing this job, you can't have a relationship. You must not be in a relationship. And because, you know, it's a lot of travel, it's a lot of being away and stuff like that. And I'm not offended by that because it is hard. Any job that takes you away from home and makes you have to do long distance is not easy, obviously. But it really just takes two people, like just with anything else. Having this lifestyle and having a job where you have to travel a lot doesn't mean you can't have a relationship and you can't be married and you can't do the things that people with normal jobs do. Just takes a little extra effort on your and the other person. Yeah, I've certainly been in relationships over the years that didn't work out for other reasons, but not because of the distance, right? Because myself, I was committed to it. The other person was committed to the fact that this is our life, this is what we do. And I mean, perfect example, the relationship that I'm in now. I'm in the most amazing relationship with my fiance who doesn't travel for a living, but he understands my lifestyle and never once has it been an issue because we communicate, we make it happen, we FaceTime, all of the above, right? So it's what you make it at the end of the day. So that's pretty much it. Of course, I could probably think of some more, but if you guys have any questions about that, especially if you're like a singer and you would want to work or perform on a cruise ship, let me know.